Joining us now to review some of the headlines of today's newspapers from around the world is our Rice News analyst Emmanuel Efeni. Great Malabar.
Good morning, Ruben. Good morning.
Good morning.
Ayo, good morning, Rufai. Yes, it's been smoking out here. Really hot, Nigerian politics. Well, let's start the review with this day, Nigeria's newspaper of record. The lead story, Tinubu, Petrol Scarcity, Naira Redesign, Ploy to sabotage my victory in the election. Let fuel be scarce. Change ink of Naira, I will win, declares former Lagos governor. Atiku to Tinubu, currency redesign has destroyed your bullion van plan. Insists attacking president won't save his failing campaign. Yes, of course, as this day reports this story, a new twist was yesterday added to the current fuel scarcity in the country and the decision by the Central Bank of Nigeria to redesign the Naira, 1,000 Naira, 500 Naira, and 200 Naira. Now, yes, it has to be a Abeokuta. I don't know why. Ruben, you're an Abeokuta person. I remember the song, Lori Olumo. You know, I used to enjoy that song. But it's like when you want to enjoy, you go to the top of the mountain.
Lori Oke ati Petele. Ibe lagbe mi si o. Okay, that's yeah. Yes, it's a Mayo part. It's like when you want to be happy, you go to the top of the mountain. When you want to make strong statements, just go to under the mountain. Abeokuta. Yes. Remember the that's your town. The town of Ruben Abati, the town of Tundu Abiola. Yes, Victoria Tundu Abiola. I'm sure she's watching. And of course, the town of MK Abiola, of course, and the town of Olusegun Obasanjo. Yes. So it seems to be a favorite spot for Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu when he wants to hit hard. And of course, remember the Awalokon, Emilokon speech. But this is a different dimension. I've been trying to wrap my brain around this. The nexus between fuel scarcity and election victory. Well, I've not been able to find anything yet. But the Naira redesign, I recall, on Tuesday, when Godwin Emefiele addressed the press after the MPC meeting, amongst other gains of the Naira redesign, he talked about, of course, the monies, over 1 trillion returned that has come back to the bank, and banking system. Of course, kidnappers and hostage takers having a hard time because of the redesign. He deliberately refused to add vote buying. I was watching him. I think somebody tried to drag him into that conversation, and he said, no, please, I don't want to heat up the politics. I'm not into that. But if on election day, in the past, other people's election you were not contesting, you had to mobilize 2 bullion truck. Because my banker friends corrected me that thing we saw is not bullion van. Bullion van is the one on pickup. But what moved into Asiwaju's house on election day is bullion truck. Now, for those who are saying it missed road, please, you can't use our platform to just sell fake news, as I tell you. No bank was open on election day. So it was the election day.
Yeah. It was the election, a day before the election, on the eve of the election, okay? And the bullion van missed its way. How? So, and in all the narratives, Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu has never said those vans missed their way into my compound. And so for somebody to use that, but it's a novel defense, but I'm not sure Nigerians are going to buy that. Yes, of course, we're talking about Tinubu and the Naira redesign. He said it is meant to scuttle his victory. How, you will ask? That is the question, how? As for the petrol issue, yes, coming a day after the president assumed responsibility. We know he's the minister of
petroleum resources. But all this while, by assuming the chairmanship of a committee set up to deal with scarcity, the president was clearly assuming responsibility for a portfolio he's been keeping, maybe just in name. But we just continue to see how this is connected. But the PDP jumping into that clearly, saying that, oh, it's because the APC candidate wants to move bullion van on election day or a day before election. That's why he's crying foul over the redesign of the Naira. But that in itself does not distract from the fact that there's a problem of circulating the new Naira notes, which has not permitted every nook and cranny of the country. Banks, now people are queuing at banks to get money from the ATMs. The other day I tried, you can't get more than 20,000 Naira with one card at a time. So if you have 2 different cards, 3 different cards from 3 different banks, perhaps you can get more than 20,000 Naira at a time. But one card cannot give you more than 20,000. That's what I found out a couple of days ago. Now, the Guardian newspaper also reporting the Tinubu story. Tinubu jabs federal government, alleges sabotage with fuel crisis, Naira redesign. Attacking Buhari won't save you from defeat. Atiku mocks Tinubu. Stop going to Abeokuta, Obi towns Tinubu. Marketers hoard fuel, find alibi in revised Lagos State operation. Marketers may sue NNPC over inability to deliver PMS. Yes, NNPC, the sole importer, the group managing director of NNPCL, is used to shouting on the rooftop, we have enough fuel, but to distribute it, he will give one excuse or the other. But for some weeks now, I have not heard from the group managing director of NNPCL, Melekia, the CEO. Now, the Punch newspaper, recent crisis aim at stopping Tinubu, but above the masthead, federal government budgets 1.2 trillion Naira to service CBN loans. Rufai, you were asking, how will those loans be serviced? Here you have the answer. But where is this 1.2 trillion Naira to service the CBN loans going to come from? Of course, from our income, our proceeds from oil. Of course, we heard that the report yesterday, we made so much money from the FIRS brought in so much money into the coffers. So there will be enough money to service the CBN debt and others, the CBN loans and others. Now, the problem is that we are spending so much money to service our debt service to revenue is disproportionate, and economists are saying that is not acceptable. Now, the Nigerian Tribune newspaper, above the masthead, unidentified helicopter kills scores in Nasarawa, and that story is also on the front page of the Daily Trust newspaper. 38 headers killed in Nasarawa air raid. Our innocent members were killed by Air Force. Meji Allah is making that allegation. Drone used for shelling of pastoralists. Governor Sule, it is worst evil of profiling. Northern elders assure the investigation military mob. We must get to the root of this. Aircraft, helicopter, or whatever cannot come from nowhere and bomb Nigerian citizens. Is it Nigerian Air Force plane, helicopter that did this damage? Is it aircraft from somewhere else? We need answers very quickly. Now, the foreign newspapers quickly. Wall Street Journal reporting. Wall Street Journal, Twitter away selling shares to cut debts. Musk team has discussed issuing new equity of up to $3 billion as revenue declines. Of course, Elon Musk team held talks with investors about raising up to $3 billion to repay some of its $13 billion in debt. Of course, that's Elon Musk looking for how to to deal with the debt situation. Now, the Financial Times, Lockheed Heat ramps up F-16 production as Ukraine allies debate sending jets. They've sent tanks, they want to send jets. Of course, yeah.
We have to go. I'm surprised you didn't talk, except I missed that the Arise Fashion Week is already auditioning about 600 young models, many of them new faces, more than 40 of them.
Yes.
Who want to take advantage.
Okay, that's on the front page
of the opportunities
of this day. Of course, the window story. If you just put this day up there, there's
okay.
600
and then the
models.
death of the PDP gubernatorial candidate in Abia State. But all of that will be addressed. The relevant sections of the law will be Section 33 of the Electoral Act 2022 and Section 34, 1, 2, 3 subsections of the
PDP has 14 days.
The electoral
14 days to
2022
elect a new candidate.
We condole with the people of Abia State and the members of the PDP in that state and PDP generally, and also acknowledge the fact that other political parties have suspended campaign activities in honor of Professor Uchenna Ikonne. Well, thank you very much, Emmanuel.